You can hear it too. Hello, welcome back. This is Talk Solent. My name is Chris Ryder. Two fascinating guests who wanted to carry on the conversation throughout the break, but I stopped them from doing it. They are Ptol Slattery, who's a Channel windsurfer, and Marilyn Robinson, Clapham Rail Disaster victim 28 years ago. We're talking about risk, and you were making a very good point, because I was saying that you take risks and you say you don't. And you were pointing out, well, you didn't know you were taking a risk, were you?
No, but what I was saying, we have a communication. We found quite a lot in common, actually, with the things we've done and we do. And one of the things is that your risk appears not to be calculated, but you know very well that if you get into something, you can get out of it. I know that if I get into something, I can get out of it. I appear not to have made a calculation, but sure, I have. And you obviously have, and you do, and you may not actually see it from the outside, but it's going on all the time.
Yeah, the difference there is that I've got 6 different windsurfing sails, from a tiny one to much bigger, and you pick the sail. So it's not the strength of the wind, it's partly the set of the sail, but there are laws of physics. Now, if it's blowing 50 to 60 mile an hour like it is today, I'd be on a tiny, tiny sail, and I'd sail in a harbour. If it was, say, force 3, 4, 5, 6, then I'd be out on the waves. And what happens is, like yesterday, I was out windsurfing. It's absolutely fantastic. The wind can go up, the wind can go down. You just got to learn to deal with it.
Yes.
But the adventure and the excitement and the passion you can get when you're doing this, those are the days that live with you for the rest of your life.
And of course, mine comes from a totally different angle. The excitement is that I'm still alive, doing something new. And as soon as I've conquered that, I want to find something else to do. Yeah. And there's got to be something else to do. And the thing that really gets my goat is, because of my great age, people think that, you know, I'm finished. I'm not finished. I haven't hardly started. And the thing that you realise is that you might run out of time to do them.
Well, that's the thing, because people don't always realise how long they've got. If somebody says they've got 10 years to go, it's like they've got 10 Christmas days left, or they've got... Today is the best day of your life.
Because you might not have them.
You've got to do something exciting. Look back at the end of the day, say, what have I done today? Has it been a great day, or has it been a lousy day? And we all get some lousy days, but let's make as many of them as fantastic as we possibly can.
If you have a lousy day, you've got to take responsibility for it. And if you're going to have another one, what can you change so you don't have another one of those?
Exactly.
And that, for me, with my my PTSD, has always been the thing that's been really difficult. PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
That's always been very difficult, because you never know when that's going to come back, and it will. But you can live your life with it forever and do nothing, and expect to, you know, have people do things for you or give you money for it, or you can get on with something and think, that wasn't a very good day. What can I do to get my emotions higher so that I'm not depressed, I'm not fed up? And usually it's some form of exercise, because there's no way you could do what you did without coming back going, yes. Whereas I do swimming, I swim outside, I do other activities.
Something you only learnt to do last year, you were telling me.
Well, I decided, once I was 70, I had to get on and do something, one new thing per year. Not something small, something big that, so say, I couldn't do because I was past it.
What you need is a goal in life, and you need something that gets you excited. And there's a really simple way to look at it. As you travel down life's highway, keep your mind upon your goal and focus on the donut and not upon the hole.
Yes, I've read that one before.
This guy pays a lot for his crackers, quite obviously.
Yes, that is so good.
But you've got to have something that keeps you alive and juiced, full of energy, full of excitement.
Why do you think I'm sitting here?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm having a really good day. I'm not doing any work. I'm letting you two do the show, which is really good, actually. I'm really interested to hear what you have to say, because you do have such a positive take on it, both of you.
Well, I think that's the only way you go through life. If you don't have a life if you don't have a positive attitude. I mean, even going in, well, I went to London yesterday with my granddaughter, and most people will go to London and say, oh, nobody spoke to me. Well, did you speak to them? And I think we spoke to 3 totally different people, really exciting. And we found out quite a lot more than we would have done had we gone there silently and back again. And it's just, you know, being there in the moment. One lady opened a book and dropped lots of things across the platform. So we picked them up.
You went by train then?
Yeah.
Oh, I always go by train. I was on the train the following week because I knew that I had to get back on it. Otherwise you develop, or you could develop, a phobia about going. And unfortunately...
And you've never had that?
Oh, yes. But I still went. Because you have to. I couldn't... Anything where anybody was in charge, like driving a car, a coach, a train, an aeroplane, a hovercraft, couldn't go on it without having a massive panic attack. So what I did was, anybody that was there, I'd say to them, sorry, I'm having a panic attack. Could you just chat to me so that I get myself through it? This is really quite difficult. And then, of course, you'd opened a conversation, and then you found out a lot about them, and then you had another friend.
Yes.
It was,
Part of it is that if you feel the fear, you just got to talk with people, and if you just admit it, once you've admitted it, you've now got it off your plate and you can deal with it. Now, I'm not saying dump all your problems on people, but if you say to people, actually, this is really, really scary, but you do it anyway, it's not the absence of fear, it's the conquest of fear, and that's what makes the difference.
And taking responsibility for it, because if you're not dumping, you're actually saying, I have something I need help with, and the people that help you feel really good because they've been able to do it. I mean, even going in a shop, trying to do my shopping on a Sunday, I would do it because there's less people in the supermarket. I would have to go to the other end of the supermarket and work my way back, and sometimes I'd demolish everything and leave the trolley and say I'll be back for it and have to go outside, cool off and come in. Only got to hear an ambulance or a police car sound and, you know, it sets it off. It doesn't do that now. And I've been on train holidays, and I'm quite happy to go round the world on a train, because when you think about the statistics...
Have you done that? Have you been around the world on a train?
No, I haven't been around the world. I haven't got enough money to go around the world.
In theory, you would
no,
be,
but I've travelled up to Cumbria and back, quite 7 hours at a time. But when you think about it, the incidence of train crashes compared to... I was on the motorway yesterday and there was a major accident down here. Well, that was far more expected than me getting on a train and having an accident. So when you go out in a car, you think, yeah, I could have an accident. When you get on a train, you don't actually think I could have an accident. You go on a train.
But accidents have always been at the back of your mind, and safety, because you were telling us earlier that you are going to sit your IAM, Institute of Advanced Motorists.
Oh, that's not about...
Is that not for safety?
No. That's about doing something you can't do because you're too old.
I'll tell you something about somebody that was too old. I was in Vail, Colorado, and I was snowboarding. There was nobody around. It was like the beginning of January, absolutely fantastic. 5, 10, 15 chairlifts in front of us, nobody on. Suddenly there's this commotion behind, and somebody forces their way through the barrier. There's only 2 of us on the chairlift, nobody else around, and he sits himself down. First thing he said, have a guess what it was.
I'm too old?
No, have a guess.
Have a donut. Yeah.
He went, I'm 82 and
Wow.
I ski every day. I was like, sorry?
Yes.
He goes, I'm 82 years old, I still ski every day. The guy was an absolute legend.
Yes.
I was like, tell me your story. He said, yeah, when all my friends die, it's really inconvenient, so I hope they have their funeral first thing in the morning or first thing in the afternoon, because otherwise it ruins the ski day. And he said he will always go up no matter what is happening, whether it's white out so you can't see anything, whether it's raining, whether it's minus 28, whatever, he would always go up. He said he couldn't ski from the first lift to the end of it, but 82 years old, the guy was still skiing every single day, 7 days a week. Legend, absolutely phenomenal guy.
Yeah.
And I can't believe anyone ever says I'm too old. It's an attitude. If you look at the sunshine, you cannot see the shadows, and you just need some enthusiasm in your life, and you can do anything, regardless of how old you are.
I do yoga, and on a yoga holiday, we met a guy who was 90. We had no idea he was 90, and he was still making films.
Yeah.
And we were laughing on our table, having really good time. And he came over and he said, ladies, I have to speak with you. He said, what are you all laughing about? Such fun is being had. I want to join you. Yeah. And he joined us. But he was just there getting away from it all for a moment.
Well, that's the coolest pickup line I've heard in a long time, I can tell you. Yeah.
Well, at 90, you know. Oh, dear.
Absolutely. Before we go, and it won't be too long before we do, we've got a little time in hand, I cannot let you go without talking to you about the other main reason that we asked you to come here, which was the fact that you were once a contestant on what we know is Marilyn's favourite programme. No, she hates it, actually. She hates this programme. And I love it. So there, we're polarised already,
Yes,
and that is Come Dine With Me, because, yes, this man is also virtually a cordon bleu chef, and he was on Come Dine With Me, and he came second, didn't you? Didn't quite walk off with the grand, didn't cop the lot.
You don't do Come Dine With Me for the money.
Why not?
Oh, you don't need £1,000. It's ridiculous, but it's about the fun.
Stop.
No, it's about the fun.
Tell us how it came about then.
Well, I love cooking. I'm really passionate about everything I do, and I'd cooked for a load of people, and they're all saying I should be on this TV show, and I'd never heard of it. And then one day somebody says, I'm just coming round to your house now, because they'd got a letter through saying come dine with me was coming to Winchester. So he drove round to my house, forced it into my hand. I was like, all right, I'll watch it. Where is it? Watched it. Absolutely hilarious. I mean, we was chatting last night. You were saying you and your kid absolutely loved that programme.
We do.
Dave Lamb makes it so funny. It is pantomime TV, but it is a laugh, and you've got to do some crazy things in your life, because why not? You're only here once, and it is great to cook.
Yeah, and you only got to cook one meal, haven't you? Then you have 4 meals cooked for you by other people.
That's the idea, yes.
Did you get on well with the people that were in the show with you? Or were
actually we did.
It all looks a bit backstabby to me.
It does, but they can do what they like with the edit, and when you do yours today, then you'll find out you can edit what you like.
You don't edit. This is we are what you see. We are what you see.
No, I mean, they are the masters of edit. You've just got to accept it.
Yes.
It's pantomime TV. It's a great show. It's got thousands, millions of people that watch it every day, and you can get some really funny ones. Some are a bit painful, but some can be absolutely great. I had a great time on it. It was phenomenal. Really enjoyed it.
What did you cook?
I cooked some seared scallops with a sauce, and I made some dusted curry powder. It sounds bizarre, but it really works well. And then I put a tapenade of sultanas and capers, blitzed them up, and then I did a cauliflower puree, again blitzed that up, and it just looks absolutely fantastic. Really, really great fun to cook.
Well, Marilyn and I aren't doing anything this evening, so I mean, if you wanted to just knock one of those up, you know.
That's the sort of thing I would cook, but I was Mary Berry trained.
Hey.
Really?
Then,
Yes.
The other thing I then cooked...
I was microwave trained. Yeah.
The other thing I then cooked was some poached lamb steaks, where I'd made up a stock. So I spent about 20 hours making stocks and things like that, and it makes such a difference. Everything's homemade. So I blitzed that one up with a pea puree with fresh oregano, shallots, put in some sun-ripened tomatoes, and the stock was just absolutely sensational. But the secret is to get the lamb cooked really, really rare in the middle. And that is great fun to cook. It's really good, and then you can put some fantastic wines with it. And
did you have a dessert?
Yeah, I did a chocolate mousse with Disaronno and amaretto biscuits in there.
Oh, lovely.
Well, that's left us all feeling really hungry.
Really hungry, yeah.
Just
Miss
what we want.
lunch.
Just starving hungry now. Yeah. Anyway, listen, I think we're almost out of time.
Okay.
There's a little voice in my ear telling me. So I'd like to say thanks to both of you, actually, to my 2 guests today, who were Ptol Slattery, that's Ptolemy. I have to keep looking at that because I'm not sure I can ever remember it. Ptol Slattery, the channel windsurfer. You never know, he might do it again one day. And Marilyn Robinson, who has moved on wonderfully from the Clapham Rail Disaster. Thank you for telling us all about it. Lovely to see you all. Cheers. We shall see you all again at the same time tomorrow. So do take care. We'll see you then. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.